Make your own video podcast. Why not? Especially if you're a business owner. If you're a small to medium-sized business owner, a video podcast is an amazing way to not only show what you do, but also to attract new clients. But there are several things that we need to cover first. We'll do that next. Making your own video podcast for your business is really a great idea. It's a great way to bring in new clients. And we're going to cover the key steps and stuff to consider to help you get started on the right foot. First of all, let's go over the topics and how to get started. Second of all, what's the format that you're going to be using for your particular podcast video? And number three, some real deep considerations that not too many people realize are out there, but tend to get bit by all the time. Let's go over it now. A video podcast is a great idea for your business. And if you check out some of my other videos, we go over a lot of the pros and cons, mostly pros, of why you should probably have one for your business. After all, you're sitting here thinking about it. You obviously asked the question. So let's find out about how to get started. First of all, what is going to be your content? What's going to be the focus? The focus, hopefully, is going to be your clients and your customers. Answering questions that they are already asking. And there's a really great way to find these questions. Have you ever heard of the website called Ask the Public? You can do a couple searches on the free version just by stumbling by, just to get an idea of what people are asking about your topic. And I'm sure you already kind of have a hint. You're working with customers and clients already. So what are they asking? If you're a financial planner, it's about investments and 401ks and stocks and mutual funds. If you are a fitness coach, they're asking about nutrition and exercises and all the different things like HIIT and all that kind of stuff. So you've kind of narrowed it down a little bit, but what specifically are they asking? Ask the Public is a great way to get started with that. The other way you can do it is just simply start typing into Google, and you see that all of a sudden it suggests some stuff. Some of them might be a misinterpretation of what you're typing, so disregard those. But the ones that seem to be on target, those are a really good hint that things are going in your direction, and that's what you really need to pay attention to. Then there's a really deep dive that you can do into SEO with some really specific products, and I can show you one of the things that you can do with that. I got a resource for you that you may be very interested in. That'll come at the end of the video, so stick around for that. In the meantime, if this is the stuff you're looking for to get your channel up and running, please like and subscribe. And if you know any other business owners that are thinking about a YouTube career, why not promote their own company on YouTube as well with their business YouTube channel? Tell them about this channel. Show them the information that's out there. I think that will get them started as well. So, quick question. What's your format going to be? You've got your topics all squared away through your SEO search. Now, how are you going to deliver the information? Like this? In a solo situation where it's just me and you talking? I've got the camera, I do my answers, I know my questions, I'm giving you the answers. This is the type of channel that a lot of people do. There's also a, say you and a co-host. Maybe you have a little back and forth banter going or something like that from time to time. Again, number one, think that this came from your clients. So it can't be just, say, two people talking and your clients or your viewers are just eavesdropping. That's not the point. What it's going to be is you two are talking, and every once in a while you'll include them because they're part of the conversation too. In fact, they're the ones who started this conversation by typing in the question into YouTube or Google, right? So there's this, and there's including them. There's not just ignoring them and pretending like the camera's not there and you two are talking. Bring them into the conversation. Like I said, they actually started the conversation, right? And now let's say you take it a step further and you're going to do a whole round robin kind of thing. Let's say you've got 3 or 4 people on a panel. Let's say you've got 3 or 4 people and they're all in different locations. This is where it can get kind of risky, and this is the stuff that you have to look out for. I'm not saying it's not doable. I'm saying be aware of what you're getting into before you get into it and know how you're going to either fix it or just plain get out of it, one or the other. If you've got, say, 3 or 4 people in different locations, all calling in, let's say it's a Zoom call, or maybe you're on riverside.fm or something like that, where you can do multiple channels. And one thing to look for before you start recording is make sure that you set it. For example, Zoom has an option, but you have to set the option to make sure that everybody has their own audio channel. If you set it up for gallery view, that means everybody's visible. But when it comes to audio, you definitely want to make sure that everybody has their own audio channel. Why is that? Because everybody's going to have a different microphone and everybody's going to have a different set of room dynamics. The echoes are going to be different. The camera angles are going to be different. How well the microphone picks up is going to be different. Everybody's going to be different because they haven't set up their gear the exact same way, and they certainly don't even have the exact same gear. So how are you going to deal with noise reduction and echoes and background noise and all that kind of stuff from 4, 5, 6 different sources? You've got to have your separate channels so you can process them individually for the best sound. If you just try to do some over-encompassing umbrella type setting, it might not work too well. Somebody's going to sound bad, somebody's going to sound really good, and everybody in the middle is going to sound anything in between. So be sure to have separate audio tracks for easier cleanup. And then when you take all these episodes that you've now recorded and edited and you start to upload them to YouTube, as soon as you set it up, you can do one of two things. Right there on the very first time, or you can set it up beforehand, you can actually pick which playlist you want it to go to. And once you've chosen playlist, you can designate it as a brand new or an existing podcast. So if you set up your podcast channel on YouTube, it'll be there in the drop-down menu. If this is your first upload, you can tell it it's a new podcast, give it a title, and it'll be there from that time on, and your very first upload will go straight to that podcast playlist. Very simple to do, but it takes some planning and preparation in the beginning to make sure you get it right, and the more you expand, there's obviously more opportunity for mistakes and technical problems to pop up, but if you know how to tackle them ahead of time, or if you can at least anticipate them, then you'll be able to handle it when they do come up. Now, like I mentioned, I was talking about that SEO strategy earlier. I do have a gift for you. This is a really nice resource to have. It's by Nate Woodbury, called A Hero's Guide to Influence on YouTube. This will cover everything you need to know, from cameras to lighting, from microphones to thumbnails on YouTube, how to upload, all kinds of stuff, beginning to end, top to bottom, front to back, side to side. This covers it all. This is going to be your new YouTube Bible. If this is where you want to go, I don't know how you plan on doing it without this, quite frankly. So down below is a link in the description. Click on that, pay shipping, and there's something to cover printing as well, a little bit something. It's not full price, but the book ain't cheap, but I can get it to you for pretty much cheap. So please click below, order yours today, and it'll be on its way. I'm Nic Natarella with AdWise Creative. Thank you for watching.